Every grappler knows this feeling, that sinking frustration of chasing a ghost across the screen. Limbs flying at you from half a screen away, fire in your face before you can even blink. Zangief versus Dhalsim has never quite been fair, and it's been that way for decades. From Street Fighter 2 to Street Fighter 6, this matchup has always tested your patience, your timing, and your willpower. But here's the truth, it's actually winnable. Not through brute force, although that might help. Not through guessing, even though you might have to sometimes, but through control, awareness, and calculated pressure. This is how you break the zoning cycle, and this is how you take the fight to Dhalsim on your terms. Let's break down Zangief versus Dhalsim in 5 easy steps.
Training.
Zangief versus Dhalsim in a lot of ways is psychological. Dhalsim wants you to chase, and you're expected to chase him. But the moment you stop playing his game, his whole flow breaks. Zoning isn't just about buttons, it's about range and mobility. So if he can't reset his space, he can't zone. So don't rush. Walk him down, make him work to keep you out. That's how you start winning. As a side note, Dhalsim and Zangief have very close walk speeds, but Gief outruns Dhalsim when it comes to walking backwards and backdashing, so keep that in mind. You can use your forward walk speed to outrun Dhalsim, and you don't necessarily always have to jump. The only thing that we can't obviously outrun is his teleport. So if Dhalsim is walking backwards and we're walking forwards, we can always outrun him. To add to this, Zangief's dash speed is almost just as good as Dhalsim's, if not better than Dhalsim's backdash speed. So his forward dash can always keep up with Dhalsim's back dash. Step 2 is controlling the pocket. Your ideal range is just outside of Dhalsim's crouching medium punch range. From here, if he throws a fireball, you can react. If he throws a normal, you can also go for a whiff punish. And if he teleports, you're grounded and you're ready. Step 3 is advancing with intention, walking where possible, dashing when you can, and then using things like drive rush knee hammer or wheel kick to check some of the floats, and then jumping only when he's clearly committed or he's whiffing something. Try not to guess with the jumps. Step 4 is punishment. Alex Valle once said in the early days of Street Fighter V that when he was training someone for a tournament or for a specific match, it would help them identify their opponent's favorite normal and how to counter it. When you're fighting Dhalsim, try to identify his favorite normal, whether it be crouching medium punch, stand medium punch. Once you've conditioned Dhalsim to block, that's when you want to start mixing in spinning pile driver and running bear grab. Step 5 is take the lead, but maintain pressure. If you get a life lead, try to sit on it as much as possible. Dhalsim has no grounded overheads, meaning he has to float or jump in order to open you up. This means he's forced to take risks. Check his floaty jump-ins with patience or parry, punish his teleports on reaction, let the burden fall on his shoulders. You must zone perfectly or fall apart trying. So I wanted to give you a few real examples of some of the concepts that we've just discussed. TORIMESHI versus Itabashi Zangief. ITAZAN is probably the winningest Zangief in the world. He has won multiple tournaments and majors in multiple games, including Virtua Fighter as well. TORIMESHI is a very, very well-respected, high-placing Dhalsim player in Japan. This is the first round of the first set. Obviously, ITAZAN is at a life deficit here. The patience, number 1, and the whiff punishment here is what I want you to pay attention to. So as they're jockeying for position here, and ITAZAN is trying to sort of work his way in while still maintaining pressure, watch the patience that takes place here. So 46 seconds left on the clock. Kind of tied up when it comes to their meter. He's looking for that button. He's kind of looking for whatever he can kind of capitalize on without taking too big of a risk. He's not going to go for a jump in here. He's not trying to drive rush in. He's got tons of meter. He's not trying to drive rush. And just pay attention to the pacing here, but also the spacing. Right here, after he gets his meter back, instead of just drive rushing in, he kind of takes his time, but you'll see him walk back and forth just here. He'll walk back and forth here. and just sort of pay attention to the normals that are being used on the other side of the screen by TORIMESHI. So sees the arch, doesn't go for it, still not biting yet. There. This is what I want you to pay attention to. This is the frustration zone for a lot of Zangief players, okay? It's over. I can't do anything, can't ship me out, but I'm all the way on the other side of the screen. My buttons don't reach as far as his. It's over. This is when you need to cue yourself and jump into whiff punishment mode and go, okay, there's not a lot of time left. I can drive rush in here, but I want to whiff punish something. I want to go for something that's going to kill him straight away. I don't want to take a huge risk with my super. This is the part where a lot of Zangief players give up. And this is what separates the good ones from the great ones, right? Don't let Dhalsim convince you that when this is the scenario, you have nothing left. And so Itabashi knows that. And obviously he's not biting on any of the fireballs. He's not jumping. TORIMESHI is definitely trying to set up some fireball traps here. This is fireball trap 101. Throw the slow fireball, the up fireball, and wait for them to jump in, back heavy punch, or stand around a house, or what have you. He goes for the stand medium kick. This is obviously exceptional levels of understanding when we're talking about normal usage and placing the normal on the screen at the time it needs to be there and at the exact spacing and the exact point on the screen, the height it needs to be. Okay, this is an exceptional example, and I will leave this video for you guys down below in the comment section. But this video specifically is probably the clinic on how to play this matchup. So until he actually enters the pocket, he is not trying to force his way in there, okay? You want to work to maintain the pocket, but you don't want to force your way in. So he is slowly working his way into the pocket here, and watch this. Okay, what are the normals that Dhalsim is going to stick out from this range here? The normals that Dhalsim can use from the range I'm at right now are as follows: stand medium punch, back heavy punch, stand medium kick. So what do? Right now I need to whiff punish those normals, and then once I get into the pocket, that's when I work towards the other ones. And then when we can get those done, or when we can find a way in from the pocket, that's when we go for our knockdown into SPD or our mix or whatever you decide you want to do. Okay, so ITAZAN is working his way into the first section of this matchup here. TORIMESHI understands that as well. He has moved into that range. Okay, so Dhalsim is paying attention to the fact that ITAZAN is going for some whiff punishes here, and as he goes for a whiff punish, he gets punished for doing that as well. Okay, so there's a little bit of a cat and mouse game taking place here. So obviously after the SPD, it pushes us way back out. Okay, so sometimes you don't want to go for SPD if you're not confident that you can get right back in. Okay, and you need to assess that whether or not your opponent knows what to do to keep you out from this position. All right, so again, he's out here and sort of at a disadvantage if he wants to get back into the pocket. So what does he do? This time he's going to burn his Oki on drive rush knee hammer, which is a very solid option when you're trying to get back into the pocket or continue your pressure on Dhalsim and force an option from him. So that's like drive impact, drive reversal, wake up super, etc. Knocks him back, and he gets a nice little confirm here. An absolute clinic on how to play this match. I love it. Dhalsim doesn't get to use Yoga Arch for free, so if he's not paying attention to the spacing, it's very easy to wheel kick him here, much like we do with Jury's Fireball. So in this particular instance, he goes for one just here. Itabashi is ready. That teleport is not yet invul, and he's going to catch one of those wheel kicks, all right? And ITAZAN gets in. TORIMESHI is scared for his life, and ITAZAN's literally not even next to him here. Look at this. Look when he does drive reversal here. Watch this.
Oh no.
My man is not even next to him at all, and he's so scared, the first thing he does is drive reversal on wake up. This is how you know that even at the highest level of Street Fighter, mental stack is still a thing. So just keep that in mind. As you're playing Zangief, you walk, block, parry, punish accordingly, be patient, get in the pocket, and you'll come up with a solution, all right? Take care.